Hey guys, I'm on location at Handsmill on Lake Wylie, a very cool Coulter Homes neighborhood called the Gentry. Wow. Now we got some specs here. That one is really nice in terms of inside 3-car garage, etc. And that one's priced probably pretty close to $700, but you can get in here in the low 500s. But look at the architecture, the gingerbread. So is this a 55 plus? Yeah, but it's not like Crestwind. Crestwind, for instance, which is a Coulter Homes brand, kind of like Trilogy is a brand that Shea Homes has, adult, active adult. This is active adult, but we're down here on Lake Wylie, baby. So it's not like you're gonna have a big amenity dedicated to 55 plus. Here you'll be sharing, it's lot 86. You'll be sharing your amenities with everybody else here in Handsmill, but that ain't all bad. There's some very cool and diverse homes, all the way from multi-million dollar right on Lake Wylie homes to just some very nice custom homes per se. I'm gonna take my time. You got a couple of minutes? I do. Now the thing about Lake Wylie, you have to understand there are some power towers, right? You build a lake, you dam up the Catawba River for the purposes of generating power. You're gonna have some power towers. That's what Doc Wylie did with Southern Power, which became Duke back, what year was that? About 1904. Homesite 1 is available, but you're right behind the power tower. So they probably have priced that accordingly. Homesite number 2 is available. Now, last time I was out here, these were in framing, and these are pretty well done. So if you want to move by Christmas, you definitely want to give me a call. Lot 3 is available, and then 4 probably is available. Here's what I'll tell you. I love Coulter Homes, and here's why. My wife and I just closed on our Coulter Homes in Crestwind, so here's 89. So that one's obviously, you know, not at drywall yet. So that would be a house, for instance. Homesite 90 is available, 91. You may want to build one on dirt. Say, hey, I like lot 91. I'm about a year out. Let me build one and pick my own countertops and all that. 92 sold. Or you could buy one that's already built. And here's the way it works if you're just now finding me. Homesite 93. I love it because we're at peak color. 94 is available, and you can see what these trees are looking like. But here's what's different. The other 2 Crestwinds basically are going to have full-time lifestyle directors. First Crestwind does. The newest one will. Lot 98 is available. And see, I can live on lot 98 all day long. And if I'm a year out, I may want to do it that way. Now, if you're betting on the housing market, say, oh, I'm not going to buy right now because the market's on the way down. You don't know that, and the mortgage rates are on the way up. Well, I'm paying cash. Here's what my good friend and broker partner, Chris Nordyke, said the other day. This was brilliant. Now, these are cul-de-sac lots. If you say, I'm going to wait for these, you and a bunch of other people, and when they're released, you better be ready to write a check because they're going to go fast, right? But Chris Nordyke said recently, here's why you do not want to be chasing the market. If you think you got the market figured out, well, you know, think again. I'll tell you what happened to us, and again, if you know my story, if you don't, by the way, hit subscribe, and let's get to know each other. That's how you join my tribe. If you like my vibe, hit subscribe. I know it rhymes. 114's available. That's going to be pretty. Now, that one backs up to woods, but here's what's going to be cool. 115, 116's available. 117. If you try to chase the market, so 2 years ago my wife and I built in a 55 plus. We were ready to leave our neighborhood, too many kids in the cul-de-sac, but while we were underway, she said, I just can't leave my neighborhood. I said, wait until we close to make that decision, which she did. Now, these are all sold, see? So then we paid, you know, high 4s for our new house, and we could have sold our house for maybe close to 600. Now we bought for a lot more, and we sold our house for a lot more. So it's all relative. So don't go crazy trying to chase the market. The key is, how many more years do you want to be in that brutal winter in New York, or how much longer can you stand the crazies in Seattle? Just don't Seattle or Charlotte when you come. I'm sorry, got friends from Seattle. Chris Nordyke's from Seattle. 4 is available. Now see, 4 is pretty, isn't it? Oh, got a power line behind it. So what are you going to do? You going to avoid it? You going to love it? Or you going to list it? Homesite 5 is available. That's the cool thing about my videos. Again, I give God the glory. You know, you get to see it is what it is with me, baby. So here's where we came in to the Gentry, Handsmill on Lake Wylie. Man, I love it. So if you're a water person, here's what's cool about this. Although they do not have lot 10s available, I like that. Although they do not have all that, if you're a water type person and you want to be around a bunch of other 55 plusers, you're right at Lake Wylie, baby, right? You got a nice amenity center, beautiful, down there at the water, and what the and a marina down there. Call for details. A marina down there you will share with the other Handsmill, not all Gentry people, but guess what? The Gentry is putting in their own marina. It's promised, putting in their own marina just for the Gentry people. Man, this color, man, this color. God, what were you thinking? You were showing off when you created deciduous trees. But this is going to be an amazing neighborhood. And I'll just tell you, another one of the reasons that I do like Coulter Homes. Well, number one, they do use a zip system, that green board. I like that real, real well. But I was talking to a trade out at a Coulter neighborhood, and they said, you know, better than a lot of the production builders, they don't try to squeeze you. So in other words, I believe that the trades are having much more fun when they're building a Coulter home, and that does show up in the craftsmanship. For instance, my concrete. This may seem like small to you, but concrete does crack, and there are certain tolerances by which you know, they will come and fix it. Now, my sense is, if I understand it right, that this is where the new marina is going to be for the Gentry. Could be wrong, for Handsmill residents and their accompanied guests only. So you can't just give them a code, but I believe that's where the new marina is going to be. I could be corrected if need be, but just to show you that what's important is there is water access now in Handsmill on Lake Wylie, and in the Gentry section of Handsmill, they will have their own. So that's money right there if you're a water person. So then you're saying, hey, I don't need a lifestyle director. Just show me, point me to the water. Take me to the river, baby. Oh man, there's something to love. And cool thing about this is on the other side of the Catawba River. You know, the Catawba River runs through this lake, Lake Wylie. Let's go the other direction because the water runs south. The water runs through Lake Norman, Catawba River. It runs through Mountain Island Lake. Let's go down Treetop Court. And it runs through Lake Wylie, all related to utilities. Charlotte gets their drinking water from the middle lake, Mountain Island Lake. That's where imagery is, 55 plus. Man, look at the color on these trees. Wow. And so again, Catawba River runs through Lake Norman. It runs through Mountain Island Lake, and it runs through Lake Wylie. We're down at Lake Wylie. Then it keeps going down by the Indian Reservation, the Catawba Nation, and points south down to Fishing Island Lake. And there's, you know, True Homes has got a lot of great stuff. You want to go a little bit further south and save yourself some money? Fishing Island Lake. If you're not only you want to be to the lake for recreation, but you want to be at the lake for fishing, what'd they name it? They named it Fishing Island Lake. And that's True Homes down at Edgewater. They got golf too, so there's another component. Well, I like what we do. Guys, get you a buyer agent. I got a team of them. Give me a call. I'll team you with one of them, 704-345-3400. And you're going to say to me, hey, we're going to move in 6 months. We're going to move in a year, 2 years. Let's connect. What you don't want to do is call the builder because then you've sort of edged yourself out for the most part of having a buyer agent that they will compensate. And they are very happy to compensate us. Just got to go in blazing with a buyer agent name and firm. We're with ProStead Realty. Had somebody ask me, this is your firm, right? No, it's not my firm. 4 of my 5 agents were in the top 12 though last year, but we're in a firm of about 115 seasoned agents, and I've been in the top 5. I give God the glory. Most of my 9 years there. Almost I'm in my 10th year. So guys, we love what we do. We're at the Gentry. Where is my dog when you need him? Couple with a phone call, and I'll see you in the next video.